I think it's about understanding where you fit and therefore what are you trying to communicate about the financial investment and the effectiveness of your device on that. We have quite a lot of examples where we've supported people do this really successfully, and even in situations where it's been quite actually a big change in how the service is ultimately provided. So one that springs to mind was actually for a diagnostic, and that actually quite changed how services were going to be provided. It was opening up the provision to a lot more individuals. It was shaping where the patients could receive their diagnostic procedure. And it was taking a lot of people out of the pre-existing services that had a very, very long waiting list. And so even though it was quite disruptive in terms of the service and potentially increase the frequency that people were receiving diagnostic tests and all sorts of factors that would normally increase the cost burden, and they did, because it could change the service provision to a more cost-effective scenario. It was incredibly successful, and they're seeing multi-market success in terms of visits adoption now. And we were able to create quite a complicated model actually that showed how the changes in the flows of how patients moved. It was simple, and the user could get straight to, if I invest X in year one, this is what I'm going to see, this is what I'm going to see at year two. But underneath it, they could also access all the complexity of how we derive that, the robustness, and how they could critique it and really know that it was right for them, if that makes sense. So that's just one case. We have lots of other cases, and I know we're nearly at time, but I guess it's just to say happy to sit down with anybody and discuss how we might be able to support them in their particular role.